Welcome to the Missouri Valley Preview Show. Coach Rechelle Turner, the head coach at Murray State, the Racers. And the Racers is evident here because of the pace that you like to play. Let's talk a little offense, Coach, because I know that's one of the things you and I share in common. Break it down for us a little bit.
Just trying to learn the system and, make some changes and a few adjustments from what we saw last year, both analytically and what we felt like would put our players in a more comfortable position. But we have 7 new players. So although last year seemed like starting over from scratch, this year's kind of seemed like that as well. But the mix of returners and newcomers has been really good. Our upperclassmen have an opportunity to do a lot of teaching themselves, and you can just really tell the buy-in is definitely there.
Well, there's no question you made a significant system change last year when you just revamped everything that you were doing. And in doing so, you got to revamp your conditioning, you got to revamp your schedule, you got to change everything. Why were you so willing to do all this at this point in your career where you've got complete stability at Murray State, you've won there as a program over the years, yet you've got this new way you wanted to play? Why?
Well, it's just about chasing championships at this point. I mean, I don't really worry about the year-to-year record. I think our program and our young women do enough on and off the court to help sustain longevity for our coaching staff and those type of things. But at this point in my career and for this program, it's time to win. And so the change in the way that we play came along and the ideas that we've got to do something different. We can't be like these other teams. These other teams are so good and they're so programmed into their systems and what they run. So what can we do differently? Because we're probably not going to get the 6'4", 6'5" kid at Murray State. We know this. We understand who we are, but we also understand who we want to be. So everything changes. Like you said, conditioning, the type of player that we recruit, the way that we go about things, the way we practice, the way we do drills. We don't just stand around and shoot the basketball because that's not what's going to happen in a game situation. But, the buy-in's been great and, the schedule is definitely tough. But everything that we do is to get one step closer to try to win a championship, not just make the record look good on paper.
Everything we've learned about you since you've come into the Valley typifies and falls right in line with what I think your attitude is. And I've read this about you. You say there's winners and there's learners. We're trying to be both every day. How do you stack that kind of effort together with your team? And how do you teach that and preach that every day?
Every single day with every workout and individual workout or team workout, we just talk about perfect effort. We seek perfect effort every day. There's no perfect execution. There's no perfect play call. There's nothing that you can control that's going to be perfect, but we seek that perfect effort. And that effort will make up for a lot of mistakes. That effort will cover when we don't run things right or we make mistakes, which we're going to do, especially with a lot of young players playing in our rotations this year. But you can give perfect effort every day. You can control that. So we have to control the controllables, and effort is definitely one of those.
You have one of the best players in college basketball on your team. And I'm not just talking about the Valley or mid-major. I'm talking about a real basketball player who can check every box in Katelyn Young. She's going to be a fifth-year player for you. She stayed. There's loyalties always questioned in the game now because of the landscape and the way that it's changed. Yet Katelyn wants to be a part of all the things that you're doing inside your culture. Why is that?
Well, I say this all the time, but it's just more prevalent every single day. It's who she is. It's just who she is. It's who her family is. Obviously, with the way things are in NIL, she could have probably got a really big payday and gone somewhere else and been an impact player for them. But, she just believes in what we're doing. She understands that we need her to be able to chase this championship this year. And, she's just so selfless in everything that she does. And, you could talk all day long to her about how great a player she is. And she's just kind of going to grin and take it. But, she's the most humble, great player that I've ever coached because, she could stand up and say, Coach, let's do it this way. Give me the ball every single time down the floor. She would have every right to do that. But she's just like, tell me what I can do to help us win. And when your best player's that way, it just makes the culture of your program really stand out.
All right, so let's go to Katelyn's numbers, because you're right. She could be top 5 in the country in scoring this year, and I wouldn't be surprised if she isn't. I mean, I'm going to say right now, unequivocally, I think she could be that if she decided to be that, based on pace, number of possessions that you're going to get in your game, and her physical skill set and conditioning. I mean, I look at Asia Wilson for the Las Vegas Aces, and I've never seen a 6'5" more physically fit, more toned, with stamina, with a skill set like Asia ever. And I've been around the game like you. We've been around a long time. What is it unique about Katelyn and her skill set that makes her so selfless, yet such a type A on the floor?
Well, she just can do a little bit of everything. And normally, especially at the mid-major level, people are going to have a lot of gaps in their game. Sometimes you call them half players, and that's not to be disrespectful to any of our players or any players at the mid-major level. But most time, if they're a great shooter, then they don't necessarily finish well around the rim. Or if they've got a great pull-up game, maybe they don't shoot as high a percentage from the three-point line. Or if they're a post player, they're great with their back to the basket. But Katelyn does all that. She shoots the three. She can shoot the mid-range. She can put it on the floor. She can bully you if she feels like she has a mismatch. And it's just really hard to find. I go out and do a lot of recruiting, and I can't help but say, I just can't find another one. I think she's a generational type talent. There's a lot of players that are better than her at certain things, but they're not collectively as talented with the gifts that she has. But a lot of that is a credit to her. She's in the best shape she's ever been in. She just wants to do better, wants to get better. And it's just a credit to her and all of her hard work and dedication to not only herself, but to our program.
What's one of the wonderfully unique characteristics about you, Coach, is that you have spent your whole life within 35 miles of Murray State. You grew up locally. You've been around the game. Your family is involved in sport. What is special and unique about staying at one place for as long as you have?
Well, I just think it's about, cultivating culture and cultivating a place that people want to be a part of, not only just players, but managers, community, administration. They want to be a part of what we're doing. And I think it is so hard to do that when there's different leadership, every couple of years, when the turnover is heavy. But, establishing what you want and the expectations every single day, and being able to plant seeds and cultivate them and let them grow over time, can lead to a pretty nice garden, so to speak. And it's not something that we have to till up and change up all the time. So the consistency and the continuity, I give a lot of credit to, but, I have a lot of great people around me that have stayed and stuck with me and been a part of this, including my family and some of my assistant coaches. Coach Monica's been with me 28 of 29 years. And I just think that helps people understand we're not going anywhere. This program is the most important thing to us, and we want to continue to grow it and make it the best possible program that we can.
I know how much you care and love the game, and I know how much you pour into your young people. And there's more than just Katelyn Young on this team, but Katelyn is the focal point of everything that you're going to do. This year, in her 5th year, would be a success for her and for you if what happened?
We got to win a championship. She's the school's all-time leading scorer. She was player of the year in the previous conference that we were in before we moved here. She's been runner-up 2 years in a row. And I think we owe that to her. And that is something that I take personal. You want players to leave with 2 things, a diploma and a championship ring. And that's one thing that we are focused on. I feel like that we have the ability to do that because we have a lot of great players on this team. And we have a lot of players that understand the importance to take this program to the next level. So definitely something that I think that we need to do for her. And I know it's something that she is seeking as well.
One of the many reasons why the Valley is going to be such a highly competitive league this year. Coach, we wish you well, and we thank you so much for being with us on the Missouri Valley Preview Show.
Debbie, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Welcome to the preview show. Ava Learn, a 6'1" senior at Murray State. Ava, how's it going, lady?
Oh, it's going good. Practices are going good. Love having the new team.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the new team. You got a lot of new players.
Yeah, we have more new players than we do returners, but I feel like we have a really good group of girls, and I am honestly so excited to see what we can do because I think we could do some good things, in my opinion.
When you say you're excited and then there's some good things ahead, tell us something that you're looking forward to.
um, I feel like I'm just excited to just start playing. I feel like we've just been practicing for so long, and I'm excited to just play with these girls.
What is it about playing with Katelyn Young that makes this team so special and unique?
I think what makes her so unique is she's a leader, but she's not a leader that's going to necessarily like chew you out in a bad way. She is probably one of the most supportive leaders I have ever been able to play with and ever been able to like be a part of. Like she's always silently like picking girls up, always like if we're in the wrong spot, silently like pushing us to the right spot. And I just think she's someone really special, and I'm so grateful that I get the chance to play with her.
Not everyone can handle that kind of communication or leadership. It has to come in different ways to different people, and Katelyn seems to manage that well. How about you? Because you're a senior, you're a leader on this team as well.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just doing my best, and since I know that there are a bunch of new girls, I feel like I've tried my best to push them in the right direction, and I want to get them started as best as they can with this new team and this new season and this new program that they're in.
The Missouri Valley is a really balanced league. There is a lot of great skill set, and it's a very offensive league. When you look at the system that you're playing in and what you rep every day through practice, what is it about your system and your personnel that makes you know that you're going to have confidence and you're going to compete at a high level?
Well, I feel like what's special about our team compared to others is we love to push pace. We love to run fast. We love to, even if the other team scores, Coach Turner's always on my butt about being like, what are you going to do if someone scores? Oh, take it out, go down, try to score just as much as they do. And I feel like for me personally, that plays really well into my game because I love to play fast pace. I love to try to just get as many layups, get more layups, honestly, more than the other team. And I feel like this system really plays well into my kind of play when it comes to basketball.
Because coach plays and teaches and does everything fast, how important is your role sometimes as one of the inbounders, like taking it out of the net or off the glass? What is so important about initiating the break from the very first pass?
I think it'll definitely determine what this next play is going to be. I feel like without those who get the rebound, without those who take the ball out, the inbounders and stuff, we were not able to push the pace like we want to. And I feel like with our team and like the girls that are in charge of taking the ball out, we know and it's drilled in our head that we got to get it out as fast as we can, no matter what just happened, whether we just fell on our butt or if we were just accidentally just fouled. Like we just got to do a good job of getting the ball, getting it going, and then running back down to the other side of the court and doing what we're the part of the play that we're supposed to.
Ava, what did you work on the most this summer to get yourself ready for the season?
Probably 3 pointers. I definitely only I was 1 for 11 last year, which could be worse, could be better.
Could be worse. How could it be worse?
0 for 11. So I feel like that's something that I was really focused on. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to come out and be as good as like Katelyn or Hannah McKay was last year, but I'm definitely going to try to shoot some threes every once in a while. And then also worked a little bit more on some of my back to the basket moves. So those were fun times.
If you've repped them at game speed, I know you're going to make them. Ava Learn, thank you so much for being with us on the Missouri Valley Preview Show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm not sure this young woman needs an introduction across the Missouri Valley, but this is the Katelyn Young from Murray State. And Katelyn, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Listen, you are on quite a journey, young lady. What a run for you and your teammates. This is your 5th year. And in the landscape today where some people would have taken the money and skipped out and gone somewhere else because you certainly would have had opportunity to do so, you decided to stay. Why?
I think it's really the relationships I've built here. I'm just super comfortable. I know the system, and I trust Coach Turner and the rest of the staff of my life, honestly. They've just treated me so good these past 4 years and throughout recruiting, and just the connection I've built with them is just super special, and I didn't want to lose it.
There's a special lifestyle and quality of life about living in Murray, Kentucky, and living in that part of the state. Tell us a little bit about what the community's like for you.
Oh yeah, they're super, super supportive. I mean, like I'll walk into Walmart and there'll be somebody and they're like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're coming back for your 5th year." So it's just nice having the community around you, and always their support is super welcome.
During your career, Katelyn, you have changed leagues, you have changed systems and style, you've played with a lot of good guards. What's the most important value for you that you value in a good guard around your skill set?
Probably just, I mean, the guards now, I'm kind of just teaching them along because I've had veterans that have come before, and I've kind of learned from the guards, honestly, of kind of what I like. So just like people who can pass, and then if they come and double me, knock down some shots when I pass it out to you.
Your motor's high to be able to do all the things that you've been able to do and what you've been able to prepare yourself with in the summer. Tell us a little bit about your summer workouts this year, because coach is saying you're in the best shape of your life.
Yeah, it's just a lot of quick running. I mean, it was a big change from last year with our system change and everything. So I feel like this year I kind of got a better idea of like the type of shape I need to get in. So just trying to get that motor even higher, and then also just work on my skills.
The game, and not just your system, but the game is evolving all the time. Players with size like yourself can face up, can play in different spots, shoot the three, pick and pop game, play more in concepts than actually set plays. What do you really enjoy about the system that you're playing in?
I think just the options I have out of it. I can bang down low in the post. I can get to the 15-footer. I can drive, and I can also come out and shoot the three. So just having all those options really opened my game to being able to score however much I need to.
I'm going to throw back a little old school at you, because playing 5 years at the same place with one coach is unique in today's society around the game. What is it about your relationship with Coach Turner and the staff that makes that so special, that made you want to come back for a 5th year?
I think just how much they care about me. It's not just basketball, it's off the court too. They ask about my family, how I'm doing, my relationships with everybody. They just care so much about you. You can come here and sit in our office and just have a conversation whenever you want. It's not, oh, you have to have a set meeting. You just come in, talk to her. It's just that relationship building is just different.
I sense from Coach, not just on the preview show, but in other times that I've spoken to her about you, that she has a special place in her heart for wanting to do something special for you. And for you, that would be a championship. That's what she says. What do you say?
Probably just leaving this program different than I came into it. I feel like I've already started to do that too, just starting with going from the OVC to MVC, and just the talent we've been able to bring in is just crazy. And I mean, it'd be awesome to get a championship this year.
Household names around college basketball gets tossed around. Generational talent gets tossed around. The GOAT gets tossed around a lot. But inside the Valley, you're on the top of the scouting report. Everyone in the league knows who you are. You're going to be a preseason pick for Player of the Year, certainly first team, and you're going to be on that list. You're accustomed to being targeted by the defenses. You know, how do you make sure that your repetition and your confidence stays at a high level during the course of the season, when you know everyone's trying to take a shot at you to make it tough for you to be able to score and help your team win?
I think it's really just the versatility I can bring. Like if I'm not scoring that night, I need to do something else. I can get my other teammates that are hot, pass it out to them. I can rebound. I just need to find a way to affect the game in a positive way.
Well, I know you're going to bring the road show to the Valley, because everywhere you go, people are going to be paying attention. Katelyn Young, you're one of the top talents in all of college basketball. Thank you for being with us on the preview show.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.